Hello and welcome to yet another Champroll episode. As you have seen on the cover probably already, we are playing with Fiora and Ziggs. And if you've watched the last video, like we did Ziggs with Demacia before, with Shyvana recently, but I'm still going to roll with whatever is rolled with the Champroll episodes. I'm not going to like skip anything. And this time we had discussed it before. If the multi-region champions are showing up, they always are showing up as Bandle City. So because we don't always want to play Bandle City, I'm going to not play Bandle City here and visit the Shurima side, especially the new card Desert Duel. That seems like a fun card to build around here with the Fiora deck and Fiora in general, and just Fiora with Bandle City with Shurima seems pretty nice. We also have our 6 in the deck, a second 3-mana win condition basically. Not sure how much the ratio actually is, but I have some fun ideas with this card in particular in Fiora and other cards like strike spells, etc. So Shurima and Demacia are actually really known for strike spells. We have cards like the Rosetted Strike, Siphoning Strike, Boomerang Blade, Judgment. Always acting one Judgment in these decks is a price factor. And Siphoning Strikes seem pretty strong here. Especially Fiora. Concerted Strike just as a fast, sweet answer. And you could be fully memeing with Boomerang Blade. I'm going to play one. Then you have to include some cards that work with 6. And the most important one would be Rockhopper. And the preparations just helping us find our units, find our cards here. Okay, going from here. We don't really want too many 3-drops. Like typical one you want to play is like Merciless Hunter or something. I don't want to include that because both of our champions cost 3 already, so that's like 6 cards in the 3-cost slot. Definitely want to play like a Rite of Negation. We are like kind of a combo deck with Fiora. Also play a Rite of Calling just to try and find our Fioras, but this could also lead to us finding 6, which would be kind of unfortunate. First of all, I kind of want to look at what other landmark cards we have if we are like missing something very obvious here. Could play like more protection spells, that's probably always a good thing. These are trackers, just general good cards. But we can fill out our deck afterwards. Ancient Hourglass seems very strong with both champions. They will try to kill our Fiora. And also works with 6. That's like an auto include. Bomber Twins seems like a good 2-drop here in general. So play Right Steel Protector instead. This one's better. With the vulnerable as well. I'm just kind of looking through here, what else you're going to do here. Single combat would be okay, but you have so many other strike effects, I don't think it's really necessary. Upside, of course. Cataclysm is interesting. To Raw Protege on Fiora. Maybe Hothead, but we also have already many 3-drops. Talked about that before. Barrier cards, Quicksand should be an auto include. Desert Naturalist versus Sundisk, for example, could be good. And also to blow up our own landmarks, that seems like a good inclusion. Rally effects. And for the late game, we don't have an Arsenal. Don't think we want like Voice of the Risen. Rune Runner could be like a decent finisher. Sweden Dragon, a bunch of vulnerables. Swiftwing Lancer. Cytheria. I think now we're coming to the too expensive cards. Judgment is a one-off. But yeah, I think we are going to we could play like Uneating Spirit. I don't think that's very good. But yeah, this Naturalist should be an auto include. We also want our rally effects. The Golden Aegises. Perseverarium just for card advantage. There's a 2-of, and like we're playing kind of a combo deck. And we also want the Bright Steel. And if you're already playing the Bright Steel Protector, we could also just play a few Fleet Feather Trackers just for the early game. Then we can remove our Fiora and play Akshan, and remove our 6 and play Sivir, but okay. And then I kind of want some more combat tricks here. We kind of have none so far. A little bit low amount combat tricks. Definitely Sharp Sight is like the go-to combat trick. And a low unit deck, I would say. My first expression. Or impression, not expression. Maybe the Boomerang Blade is just too much of a meme. I wonder if there's anything like that actually works with both champions, like destroy a landmark, striker card or something. I don't think there actually is. Could like go for waste walkers and like the current vagabonds. Don't really need the vulnerable cards that much because Fiora has challenger already, so vulnerable is kind of a waste. Could also just go for more vulnerable package though, with like the Honored Lord, I think it's called. It could be fun, like Rock Hopper Honored Lord combination. I think just the Brightsteel Protector is a little bit stronger. And yeah, I'm kind of looking at the Fiora tracker here, as the card doesn't really fit the deck. There is not an elite, so we can't play the other guy. They already have like a bunch of 2-drops here. We don't really necessarily want more of those. Kind of looking at the later cards here. I know it's always like just one card missing, but that's usually the point where you want to take a deep look at your deck and really think about what else could we include. Now I just filtered for landmark. I'm going to do it again. Play like a Herald of Magus. That's actually not terrible. Just Herald of Magus. How many landmarks do we actually destroy though? We have like the Preparations, Hourglass, Rock Hopper. Not actually that many, fortunately. What landmark card? Oh, we don't play the Devout. Oh yeah, we have too many 3-drops though. Isn't Devout just necessary for these kind of decks? And we have so many 3-drops. Yeah, you can kind of see where the problem comes here. Like if you, instead of like Fiora, play Taliyah, you have a later game card, we kind of lack here, and then you can play Devout, which is arguably better than Fiora. And I kind of want one Magus, but we just have so little landmark destruction cards here. Probably just better to play like an Absolver or something. Also seems bad. I'm going to play one. It's for the thumbnail basically. And yeah, I don't really think this is one of the most competitive aspects. Again, different ways to build this. Could be like more in the landmark synergy stuff. Like full landmarks, Endless Devout, Perseverance of Cowling. Then I think we are a little bit low on the strike side of effects and the barrier effects. And yeah, I want to try a desert duel here. That's why I'm playing it in this shell. I think the naturalist is kind of really necessity for like having a chance against Sundisk with kind of a slower deck. Like a more combo-oriented deck. We don't have a quicksand yet, which is kind of unfortunate. Should definitely make room for quicksand though. Such a good card. Want one more for sure. Let's go down one Fleetwood Tracker for a second quicksand. That's just such a good card. Can have Fiora takedown units, can stop like other decks in their track. You really have to run quicksand in your current lists. I kind of want my Herald back. Maybe Boomer Blade is just too bad though. Herald of Magus makes more sense. The general buff card, but I wouldn't run more than a 1-off. You don't have that many landmarks again. You have like 3, and kind of 2 more, but 5, 9, 8 landmarks. Really want like a Rebel Earth as well, but it just doesn't make much sense in our list, I would say. This card is so bad. I'm going to run it, and this is so bad. I have way too few landmark cards. You could just cut the Fleetwood trackers here and play like the Devouts. You can also cut the Protectors, then you can cut Fiora. Always like this way. Going to cut those for Devouts. I think they're too good of a card in general. Not to run here, even if they're kind of high on 3-drops now. I think that's fine. And yeah, it's going to be my list for now. Could definitely build differently, as you have seen. And it's always like my goal to make these decks competitive, but without extensive practicing and testing these decks, they won't be the craziest decks ever. And yeah, let's just jump into the games from here. Okay, here we go. First match versus, I was like saying Lurk, but it's not Lurk, it's Akshan Taliyah with the list, vulnerable cards and the list. I had the problem we can't really deal with Taliyah here, because like we don't really have that many good ways to any hard removal basically. Don't have that. And yeah, Vercek, not sure if this is like an foreign name. Welcome to the game. Good play. Deafening Strike, Aegis, Bright Steel. Also the 3 cards that are offered. Kinda want the Bright Steel here for turn for the attack on evens. That's kinda awkward. Siphoning Strike with the 2 spell mana banked up. I think that's okay. Like here we just play nothing. Could play this one, but I think we just want the spell mana here to bluff a sharp side here. Akshan, going to let this happen. He could to start with the champion immediately. But we can deploy our Fiora here without fearing a vulnerable card here. Like they can still exhaust, etc. But then they have to fear my stuff as well. Shut up and fight! I like this line. Yeah, pretty good stuff from my opponent. Probably a turn 4 or so. Flip. Not much I can do about that though. Yeah, not really the best matchup for us, I would say. We have a Bright Steel now. But not great. Okay, I think we just start with our preparations here. Try to find some combat tricks or something. We did add sharp side, I'm pretty sure about. If any of those does anything. Just a rock hopper. I'm hoping they play some cards here that we can siphoning strike. How can they stop our siphoning strike here? Double combat trick here. Going to risk. I think we are far enough behind to risk it. We also have a quicksand, for example. But I think we have to take a risk here. If a quicksand don't die, kill the units. But yeah, still sucks, but that's kind of the issue. If your opponent has everything, not much you can do. Yeah, we just kinda, guess we can play a rock hopper first. See if they play anything, and then we can protect our Fiora. At least that baited out the thing. I attempted to just pass here, but it was a garbage. Like we have to attack it, and we also can't attack. I think we have to like take the risk and not play on the second sharp side here. Second quicksand, I should say. Like quicksand just destroys this. Destroys Fiora in general. Removes barrier, removes attack points. Yeah. I know you have a quicksand, but what else am I supposed to do here? Here comes the quicksand. No quicksand. Okay, just a second Akshan. The way this strike happens, of course, like Akshan, even if he hits barrier, still strikes. So they get the predict here and just out card advantage us now, but at least we have the board. We have a bunch of units on the board, they have 0. That's something going for us. But still not a great spot to be in. They just predict that, probably have like a Taliyah next to this turn. Not even, okay. I can't keep doing that, just keep playing Preserariums, don't develop anything. I'm very happy with that then. You can have all the cards in your hand as long as I have units on the board and you don't. I'm very happy. Judgment, not the card you wanted to draw. It's the second Akshan. Hey, but they make the Akshan vulnerable. That's kind of good for us. We don't have enough for both Siphoning Strike and Ride, so we might as well play the Perseverarium because we still have our Siphoning Strike open. Like tap out. I don't have to care about this at all. I'm just threatening the attack here next turn. I have more mana than we do. It's not just running up my Siphoning Strike for free here. What? Someone has Copium here. Trigger my counter effects twice. This is like an infinite then. But kinda crazy. Could just try Siphoning Strike again. I'm not sure how this would work this time. Maybe they spend more mana. Probably not. They just pass back, yes. But yeah, let's just try and take down the Akshan here. If we can do anything else. If they have a third Akshan. And that's kind of bad for us as well, obviously. Taliyah pretty big now, 4-6. Can't really do anything about that. 8-day, okay. Yes, we could, now we can't even, Sharpside doesn't give +2 anymore. Can't even Siphoning Stack if you wanted to. Then just interesting. Yeah, nothing we can do. Oh my god, what a deck. But we can at least Hourglass our Fiora here. That's something, I guess. Well, Akshan. Well, try here. Oh, did it just advance both landmarks? Pocket aces, are you serious, man? I think they just go infinite now, right? Infinite cards here. I'm still going to try, but what else I'm going to do. We killed all the Akshans at least. I think that's a little too late. Like we leveled Fiora at least. Like that's something. Here, let's lean back. Wait until they play all the cards in the deck. Wow. And your champions Spell Shield and etc. Draw 2. The cards cost 2 less. Probably just play all the cards in the deck or something. Like an OTK combo. Oh, it's just like Avatar of Tides, but we could actually kill that. It's like an Avatar of Tides infinite. It has tried to play infinite spells. Well, going to pass. Yep.
Point the way, and I'll make the way. Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
I still have a judgment, so opium. An hourglass. Interesting combo, I've never seen that. Like, there are always timestamps in my videos, so if you don't want to see this combo happening, you can just skip ahead. Like the ending, scroll a little bit back and see if they won the game or not. I would assume they just win the game here. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to find out. I want to let them have their fun. Lay their combo out. Of course, I'm just going to go for an hourglass here when they like actually threaten my thingy with my attack. Okay. I do play Absolver Pocket Aces, interesting deck. A really cool infinite. So hard. Like you can actually brick here for sure. Like if you have like a unplayable spell here, that can definitely happen. Like a while more thingy. Okay. I think I'm just going to try and put my Fiora in an hourglass here. And move on from there. Also fizzles their thingy. It doesn't, okay. Learn something again, but they can't play that because you don't have any stun units. And yeah. I'm also interested in this combo for like potential infinite future. Or like rules interactions coming up here. That's why I'm also watching it. Okay, elusive now. That should probably be game then. What a funny combo. Hush, Purify. Another row of this layer. I'm letting you play it. Play as long as you want. Totally fine with me. Like I said, you can skip ahead if you want, but I kind of want to see what crazy rule stuff comes up here. You don't see that often. I've never seen that deck for that matter. Which I like while they're doing their stuff, update my score. Fun. And they're obviously dead here. I'm going to let them do it. I have just auto pass on. Just trying to see how crazy they can get. They're playing relatively fast. If they like stall me or play slowly, I would concede. They're playing it relatively fast and like, it's an awesome deck. I really like the idea. Taliyah, Akshan. Seems pretty slow, but if you just draw 3 actions, it's probably not that slow. Probably also like if you any deck would draw 3 actions all the time. Be a good deck. And yeah, letting him combo, or them combo. Got the cool board. They really support the game with like the chip. And yeah, I want them to let them have fun. I think there's like a cap or something when how long you can play the game. But yeah, just looking forward to if there are any cool interactions happening.
Even sand has its uses. Point the way, and I'll make the way.
Hush. Hush moves ephemeral. Pretty obvious. Regular creations. It's funny to see all of these cards here, and I'm just looking for ideas. I want to have an overview of all the cards that exist in the game. And yeah. We have a popcorn emote. I have my kudos emote.
Don't mind if I do.
Shroud of Darkness. It's also pretty
See?
sick.
This is progress.
Oh no, now they have like, you have to listen to the voice lines all over. Like I said, just skip ahead if you don't want to watch this. I think it's funny. I chose my naturalist. Or my rock hopper, I don't even know.
Glorious.
It's pretty glorious.
See? This is progress.
They actually kill their own unit here. Did they run out of space to cast?
Don't mind if I do. This is glorious.
And I'm very happy to lose to that, by the way. I don't mind at all. What I mind losing against is like stupid RNG stuff or like high rolls. Could say this is a high roll, but I don't really feel like I lost its animation. I don't really feel like it's a high roll. I just have a very cool deck. It's probably never works out in reality. You should just kill the Avatar of Tides or you just kill them. Unless you're playing against Fiora. But yeah, by the way, the scores already updated. We're obviously losing this game, but I'm just kind of having fun. Fair 8.
This is glorious.
When did they? I already hit my Nexus. Interesting.
This is glorious.
More powder. This is that this card never saw any play. Probably just kind of. I wonder if like more powder could be focus speed. Would be interesting.
See? This
Poe's
is
next.
progress.
No Poe was around. Poe's next also an interesting
Now I
card.
pack a punch.
Oh, they have timelines as well. Does timelines start counting when you just like start?
Upgrade. Nice.
I wonder if they ever like run out of stuff or like if it ever gets boring to them.
See? This is progress.
Obviously, if you want to climb or if you have to spend your time efficiently. But I'm just having a blast here. I'm just like it's like seeing all these cards happen, all these animations, and it's just like
This
it's like old Earth.
glorious.
Hey, show me more of your deck. Nice. More inner sanctums. Okay. Seems like a pretty 3-3-2 list. Probably like two Avatar of Tides. Don't know if I'm still here.
Don't mind if I
That's exactly the moment for a popcorn emote. And again, if they would play it like slow or something, like
You know
or
what my future is?
rope me or something.
Glorious.
Oh, it's actually like that's cool. The cost reduction.
This is glorious.
Wow. If it has negative cost, then it just always is a 0 cost. Never know. Didn't know that. Like another new rule stuff. Quick will attaching.
If I do.
Yeah, quick will activates augment.
Relax your knees. Some rocks just won't sit still.
GG. Cool deck you built. I really like it.
You're it.
Can I finish? Okay. Nice. We learned like 3 or 4 new interactions here. Definitely worth my time. See you in the next one. Next game here versus, it seems like Pirates. I think we have a fine matchup here versus Pirates because we have like Fiora, win condition. about our copper. Maybe we want to keep the desert duel for like a potential misfortune. I think we want like more early game. Don't really have more early game. Like a Fiora would be nice. Something else. We're just getting a bunch of hits in here with like regards and stuff. We can do here. Should probably turn off my auto pass again. But this deck it was pretty fitting. Against this deck, last deck opponents had. Find a Fiora here. And nice later on.
Would you look at this place?
Precious pet. I think I'd rather block the 3-2 here. I just have the triple 1-drop start. A little unfortunate, but we have an endless devout to block these fearsims. If they open attack, we just take 4 damage. Not the worst. I'm totally fine with that.
I will run you over.
Just 4 damage. We can play our devout. Obviously over Fiora, because if they want to, like, can't really kill that. But playing my Fiora out later on. Upside is also nice. Let's play our Fiora now. We have a protection spell for her.
Grace, beauty in the blade.
Okay, well, what? Fine, I'm just passing back, man. You're the burn deck, you have to kill me. I don't think you can pass like that. You just wasted 5 mana here.
Sands beneath me and winds behind me.
Pass was a mistake. Watch Chief coming in. But like an argument today whether this is summoning at the same time or if this is the first summon or the second one. But let's not talk about random arguments here. It was attackers here, so let's just wait for the attack. Okay, prevent the most damage. You always want to take this down out when they attack you. Then we can go for Fiora here and just take down the fearsome.
Fine style.
We have like a server here. Happens. Not much we can do against Naturos, but the pass is definitely correct here. But we probably are just a little bit slow here. Just had all the 1-drops. Maybe with like a Fiora or decay, but because Fiora can't actually kill anything. Kinda having trouble here. Yeah, let's just start with the desert duel. Probably just too little too late. Maybe second Noxus further or something. Going to at least level up Fiora here.
Deal me in.
As for the stun, once strike you. I think there's a mistake, should just like ping me. If Fiora levels up this way, doesn't get killed by the stun. You can still run this into the Forge Fiend, whatever it's called. Forge Chief. Forge Fiend is like a magic card.
Too easy.
Okay, we level up Fiora twice. At the very least, that's something. Is it enough? Probably not. But still trying. Definitely has like a decimate in hand. I should just ping 1 to all. I don't know what they did there. Power 6. We have the golden Aegis here this turn. Goes for the decimate. Yeah, probably just double decimate or something. Playing this out here because Naked Rain is a thing. I maybe should just ready it then. Unfortunate. But I just have an auction further anyway, so we just lose next turn. Well, too little too late. They just had all like triple 1-drop start is not draw for them. Don't even have that many 1-drops because they like play Gangplank, Twisted Fate. A bit slower list in general. But yeah, nothing we can do here. We can just try to rally. That's just going to be game. Could like try to preemptively rally, but I think that's never the winning line. Let them attack us. Maybe they could do a mistake. GG, Death Knight 95. Burning us down with Pirate Aggro. Pirate Aggro actually really, really strong deck right now. And yeah, unfortunate. Kinda to be expected. Should be the deck we kinda beat, but Fiora is just so weak that it's really a struggle to get even 1 win with Fiora decks right now. We're going to try and see you in the next one. Okay, next game here, Ezreal Caitlyn. Also another great matchup. I just have infinite removal spells for Fiora. I really want to like see like Sun Disc or something. But we are going to play it out. See what we can do, if we can do anything. It's mid-rangey style stuff. Can still work, just have a good curve and do stuff. But this is not the matchup for Fiora. I think Fiora is just unplayable in the current state. But yeah, let's see what we can do. None of these probably, maybe a rally. Rally is good against this deck. You just have to play on curve. Get our units down.
Suns beneath me and
Always have a
winds
Misty Shot here or something. Maybe don't even play it yet. Here you don't want to open attack because they want to play a Caitlyn. You just go for the Devout first. Now if they want to play Caitlyn, it's a little awkward for them. If they don't play Caitlyn, just removal spells and attack for more damage. Just do your 1, 2, 3 first and then worry about the rest of the game. You see here, they have to worry. Just threatening 8 damage here. It's a lot of damage. And the only thing we can do here in general. They have infinite removal spells, they just have to think about how they can kill all of our guys. And it seems very inefficient, because like we have block on this guy, but still 5 damage. You always have to hit them here, like you can't just pass it around or something. If we have blocked this, it comes back as a sarcophagus, so it's kinda nice for us. We don't play a unit here, we can naturalist on the rolling sands, they don't have any burst speed summons. Otherwise, I can hope they don't play a unit here. Okay, just rule out the Caitlyn. Good just barrier here. Rally, I should say. If they kill this, I'm actually fine with it. We could also just let them attack us and move from there. I think I'm like letting them attack us. And we can just challenge Caitlyn next turn. Might just take some flash bomb damage here in the future. I think that's fine. And if they just hit a flash bomb on a rock hopper, that's bad, but you have to have things go right here. So we could just go for the 5-4 here, or for 6. If we play 6, we can rally afterwards. I kind of like that. Probably have like a Sun Spider into whatever removal spells that you can imagine. Can't really play around much stuff if you're like behind like we are. Top deck the Sun Spider here on the left side. And yeah, really has a flock as well. Just going to go for the obvious attack. Want this to die so that we can blow it up with our naturalist. Block, they want to block this and this. So I have to kind of use the targets here. But you have to get damage in. And never beat this deck if you just sit back and like try to play around this stuff. You can push like more damage with sharp side here if you wanted to. Rally is probably not going to be useful here. With Siphoning Strike, it's just such a bad card against all these removal spells. I'm going to try and get another spell here for my I think this is more important. Heal for damage here than to keep my 6 around. They have another Mystic Shot, they have another Mystic Shot. And yeah, that's just kind of how the matchup goes, but we have like 2-for-1s in the Endless Devout as a naturalist. And yeah. And I have to just hope it's doing something is good enough. Fiora is just awful here.
Miss? Not by a long shot.
Today I am feeling great.
And this gives us a huge board presence, and I only have 5 mana to live with it. Wouldn't be that easy. Kill all of our stuff. I'm not going to block, of course. Adding more flashpoint depths into our deck, but I think we can't afford to block. Just like if we block like this, I just have a removal spell. Actually going to rally here. Definitely kill this one. I think I'm just going to rally on this one. Just have to like we have flashpoint depths in our deck, so we won't have this good of a board presence ever again. Going to push the advantage and see if we can get some damage in here. We'll have a Sun Spider or something, but we have to attack with what we can attack. Dry Beam for 4. Also kind of unfortunate, of course. Just hits a non-fearsome blocker, that's very good for us. Great this for both. You have to block Caitlyn here unless they want to take 5 damage. Caitlyn still gets to strike here if they block. Definitely block, by the way, just to prevent 5 damage, but they don't. And if we would play a real deck, we could have like Burn or like other cards, but we unfortunately just have a Fiora here. They have 7 mana next turn. So no flash bombs maybe. Okay, just hits this one, that's very good for us. Siphoning Strike here. Could get hit by Get Excited, but usually decks don't play Get Excited. Could be hit by double Mystic Shot. Could get hit by not too much else actually. The second naturalist is kind of awkward. I only play 2 because I don't have that many landmarks. but it's still unfortunate to draw the second one. Tribeam doesn't work. If they have Get Excited, they kill this, but I think most Caitlyn, Ezreal, maybe I'm just on Copium, I think most don't play Get Excited. I'm going to try it. There's no better chance than now. This doesn't get better. The Mystic Shot and some like double Mystic Shot, it would be very unlikely because I've already played one Mystic Shot. If a Peacemaker Mystic Shot could work, we don't really have anything to bait it out. If that works, our next Fiora is way better. Nice. Took a risk and it paid out, it seems. I just probably Tribeam us again. The last one was only for 4, so it was not like on the opening hand. Okay, they have a fleeting card here. Let's just make them play the fleeting card first. No point in like attacking here. We don't know what this is. Like Mystic Shot our guy. That's that. Okay, just have a Thermo. They have like 4 non-spells and a Thermo in the top cards. We kind of need to still draw a landmark here. Would be very good with Naturalist. The duel, not the greatest. Just tap out for Farron here, we kind of win.
They don't know what they're up against.
Okay, I'm going to try my Fiora here. And there's a duel. We have to just play the card out of our hand. What else we can do. I think it's coming from the left. Third Caitlyn, that's kind of annoying.
Nothing new, I'm afraid.
You?
What do you know of C?
Okay, 3 Caitlyns definitely a high roll, but you always have to imagine if they didn't have 3 Caitlyn's, I would have had more removal spells. So it's always a trade-off. And here, this guy's kind of dead already, so I'm kind of just going to block with it. And we are hoping for like more interaction spells or something. Or our avatar, or like our overwhelm guy. Hero just doesn't do anything in this matchup ever. Kind of awkward. We do have two of those. Both of those are awful in this matchup. But yeah, it's kind of the struggle of playing Fiora, I guess. Not every deck can be a winner. At least with a good monkey. Yeah, not sure what we are going to do here. Going to get hit by Tri-Beam. We'll just go for this, but then they get to strike back and we get more flash bombs. They have more spells, okay.
The pieces are all here. Their identity is right in front of me.
You'll figure it out. You always do.
We killed all 3 Caitlyns, but that's too little too late for sure. And yeah, Desert Duel. Not it.
Too easy.
Not the card that makes Fiora viable. They still have 3 flocks, so we definitely just lose a Fiora here. And then hopefully I just have a Farron to close it out. And if this was a Taliyah or something, we would have won this by dealing much damage to them. But yeah, that's just kinda not going to happen. Maybe we should have waited for the fleeting card, but then just kind of waiting for the point of waiting. And yeah, I just have a Farron here and we lose. Oh, maybe we should have waited, but wouldn't know that this draw was the draw. And yeah, let's have the Farron. They're like seriously BM emoting me now. Okay, because our opponent BM emotes me, I'm just gonna take a little bit of time and skip ahead. Like if you BM emote me, I'm going to look back, see if we could have done something differently. Maybe the 6th turn was interesting, where we could push the damage, like the sharp side, and over here. And yeah, and these are the kind of opponents you don't want to ever concede against, because they don't deserve to win if they like BM emote me here. Okay, gone to 10, so we survive a little bit. Yeah, the flashbomb trap is a really interesting change because kinda like makes Caitlyn just stronger. The triple Caitlyn draw just super annoying. And yeah, I think we robbed the opponent enough. Let's go on to the next one. Don't BM emote. Don't get a Shandy mode from me if you like BM emote. Just don't do that. That's just a dick move. If you're winning, just win. You're losing, just lose. And yeah, it kinda shows how bad Fiora is. And I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. Like, Fiora doesn't have any place in the meta. Let's continue to the next game, see if we can win one at least. Okay, next match seems to have loaded. And yeah, we can see the fundamental problems of Fiora in this meta. Maybe we can find like one Sundisk player or something. Will beat them up. Okay, Viego, Shurima. Sure what that is. Poor Rayem, we're falling down to the depths of the Elo hell or something. But yeah, going to keep my landmarks, my one drop. Mono Viego with Shadow Eyes. Probably also not a good matchup. Even though what our good matchups are, really like just Swarm, it's not Burn.
Quick hands make quick.
But like it's so sad, like Fiora can't even kill a 2-1. It's so that like just make a 2-3 or something. Literally unplayable right now. There seems like to be an ephemeral deck or something.
Watch your head.
Not sure. Has the Poro, has the card back. Let's pass here. Okay, at least they have like a bunch of units. So maybe with Fiora we can do something here in the future. Going to block here, but or we can just play the Devout and go for this Naturalist, actually good plays. Probably play like a Cameraman Soldier here. Interesting, what is this pass? I'm going to play into it.
I long for a worthier
With like an Making Sense Exhaust play, that's fine with me. Very interesting pass there. Can't really see how they're exploiting my Fiora here. Maybe like the Wild Feast stuff. We can just Hourglass as well. Because we have these two spells here, I'm happy to play into this. Otherwise I probably wouldn't, but would be obvious.
My shield is yours.
This was a very good draw from us. Maybe the landmark plan is a little bit more promising. We just have a Vengeance here, but then you can Hourglass, and I want to bait out a Vengeance. That's a big tempo swing. And yeah. That's definitely scary, but what are you going to do? Can't just sit around against a Shadow Eyes deck and do nothing. Okay, we get the kill. That's nice, I guess. So we're consistently leveling up Fiora, but problem is that from there it gets kinda bad.
Look what good comes of mortal greed.
Okay.
She waits for me beyond the mist, my queen.
Okay, I'm just going to try. Pick an L to strike first, pick an L to strike second. Might as well try. Don't think they could have like a sharp shaped stone or something. Of course, we have a sharp side to counter that. Could have a glimpse beyond on this guy to summon a mist and to buff Viego. Could have a quicksand. Also a card that exists. Awkward part here is that because they played a quicksand, even if the Hourglass or if you will be a 0-2 vulnerable here, yeah, just the existence of quicksand in general just completely destroys Fiora. Do we just let Fiora go then? How do we ever win? We have to let that happen. See how they challenge us.
To ruin.
Really just like this. Yeah. We definitely live in a non-Fiora meta. How do we ever win without Fiora though? Just like landmarks and stuff. I think just the permanent vulnerable is just too bad here. Let her go.
Everything I've worked for.
Yeah. Waited for the auto pass there. Didn't happen. Didn't come. Oh, you draw the rally effect. That's awkward. What an awkward hand. Like what are these cards doing here? And not everybody can be a winner. I'm going to start with this attack here. See if they block. Also didn't do any damage to them, so it's just kinda probably not going to be a win here. Viego is just the king of killing mid-range decks. Just like scales. Predicting a lot.
With the power of time,
And we can get a bunch of units out here. But you can't even beat the meme decks. That's sad. Can't even beat the meme decks. I mean, we still have a reasonable board, so we're not out of it for sure, but interesting. Hard to play here. I like the Bright Steel here first before the 6. Just on this guy.
I've got your back.
We can play 6 and then we can rally and maybe like 2 attacks close it out or something. They seem to be using these Shurima cards for the purpose of leveling up Viego. The next question is, do we actually play out our 6 here? This spell. Have a Rite of Negation or something. Yeah, I wouldn't Rite of Negation this ready if I were you. Like, what is this ready even accomplishing? In the end, you have an ephemeral unit by Viego that levels. The Rite of Negation would be a bad play here. Let it happen. It's like the reasonable choice. Do we just let it happen? Like this guy just dies either way. This is so awkward. Like you just can't. Like if you don't have any hard removal, you just can't win against Viego. So awkward. Guess we kinda have to attack. Like what else are we going to do?
Yeah, why not?
Kinda have to hope they make some kind of mistake. Not really sure what the mistake would be, but and just level up Viego here, probably. Right, but in round end. Another thing we could do is you could just prevent one thing from dying. The hourglass. Great UI. So let's count quickly. 10, 14, 10, 12. So it's like he levels up exactly. So if we keep one unit alive, technically we have a chance next turn. What are we going to do next turn? Like, let's just knock counterplay to Viego. This is kind of why Viego is OP in the lower ranks, because all of them just play random garbage decks and they run to Viego and are like, how am I ever going to deal with that? Interesting. Yeah, nothing we can do, I think. We have to accept we lose our guys here next turn. Maybe like does some stupid play or something. Let's just steal our guy next turn. And yeah, like 16 life. There's no way to break through. Viego is a mid-range deck. Might as well play out 6. Why wouldn't you attack with this, by the way? Just run it into something. The level your Viego. Hey, Viego levels up. I think we just lose off of that. Okay, Herald of Magus doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'm not going to pass. No point attacking into my own unit here. Just playing like vulnerable stuff and like ignoring Sundisk, ignoring Viktor Riven, just shooting them in the face. Okay. Okay, my friend, if that makes you happy. It kind of makes sense. You drive a lot of predicts to like find a Viego. Like my out is that they kind of do a stupid mistake and like challenge two things, and they find something to kill Viego. And now we're never killing Viego. But it was worth a shot. And if you're attacking like this, don't even want to win. Going to concede. Yeah. Doesn't even want to win. Like why wouldn't you attack the other guys here? Okay. GG. I'm not going to sit around here while you jerk off your Viego. Yeah, unfortunate. Just another matchup where maybe we should have played without the Fiora anymore. That's just not happening, I think, with this one. In the last match. Last match here, some tryhard playing Riven Viktor. Also an awful matchup for us. Like, does Fiora actually have any non-awful matchups? I don't know. Let's get this over with and just keep our 2-drop. And look for Fiora, look for Ziggs. And yeah.
Join the hunt.
Keeps the Blade Squire against the Fiora deck. Like, the Fiora is just so ridiculous. Like, just like a 2-3 or something. Like, can't even kill a 1-drop. Guess you have a quicksand, but they just...
Don't worry, there's rocks in me boots.
What is his hand?
Finally, some action.
Don't think we can play out our unit here. Classic Fiora hand now. Fiora was bad enough. Because if you don't draw Fiora, she was just awful. I guess it was a toxic play pattern to just have a unit that actually
You're covered.
has this win condition, then smack your opponent in the face. But yeah.
Exalt me like the god I am.
Anybody ever wondered why Fiora is not seeing play anymore? Look at this video. But yeah, it's a good learning experience anyways.
I write the rules of power.
Might as well YOLO at this point. We have a Mystic Shot here when we sharp side. Block. No. Hey, if we ever do a champion, it's buffed at least. And didn't draw any of their champions, so that's something. Hey, maybe like a judgment wins us the game or something. Doing a lot of some things.
Time.
Definitely have to sharp side and block here. If they get burnt out otherwise. This is where I regret running these in Masters. Worked out reasonably well before, but with this one, not so reasonably well.
I can write it.
Maybe they don't draw a Mystic Shot ever or get excited, just draw out multiple units next turn.
The Champroll got me good.
Okay, I'm just going to YOLO Judgment here. What other line do I have? YOLO Judgment, hope they have literally nothing.
Now there is no prey to stop.
Okay. Gets closer to literally nothing.
Unleash new potential.
Like the last card is just obviously a bird spell, right? You just have a...
Wounds too long. Strike now.
Oh, they don't even... Ah, that's clever. Kinda clever. Play around my judgment. Is it like too clever because I just have quicksand now? Well... Yes. Off this one, so it gets healed up again.
Move.
Yeah, you get rid of the new androids. That's kinda the that play tells me I don't have a answer for my judgment. Yeah. I guess besides nicht sucky, having Poros.
The time of machines is now.
Well, so much to that.
Ingenious.
Okay. I'm going to make a totally not obvious play. Totally not obvious, guys. What is this last card? Why wouldn't we play that? Totally not obvious. Well, who top decks a Mystic Shot here? But
I'll stop you.
what? Literally nothing or what? We're still losing here, funny enough, but
When will I
Yeah.
find peace?
still losing, but worth it. I have 1 fragment in hand. I think, or 2. It was 2, right? I will kill 2 Blade Spires. I don't really have that much, but you also have nothing. So that's that. We have a 7-6 Fiora next turn. You survive, I guess.
Words of power.
Maybe they don't open. Maybe they're like afraid of buff spell and removal spell or something. Just make the blade here. Okay. Well, we still lose, but we try. We certainly did try. And say that. We did try indeed. Oh, what? Oh, they messed up! They messed up. You know, what happened here is they actually discarded the wrong blade fragment, and let's not waste the time here. I think I have to pass here. Like what happened was they played the wrong blade fragment, because if you discard one, the order is not always the same. Please, please, please play something. We can play Fiora, maybe win 1 game. If we win this, I'm going to scream. Oh my god. I don't care about the followers, this win was. Oh my god. Back to where we started, baby. Oh my god, what a win. What a win. I didn't know, no hope anymore, but I guess we remedied ourselves. Oh my god. Competitive deck confirmed. Positive win rate against Riven Viktor. What a game. What a game. Okay. As for the deck, I think the biggest problem is that we're playing a Fiora deck. Yeah, our deck idea kinda, I wouldn't say failed, but was doomed from the start. Maybe if we had like a more protective style, we'd also have to play like the aggressive cards for a 6 level up. As I usually say, I try to combine both of these champions together into a kind of aggressive style deck, but Fiora is not really aggressive, Fiora is more combo-y, but there's just so many cards that just destroy Fiora completely. Quicksand being viable now. No. No. What did I do? I did something, I guess. Oops. Quicksand being viable now just completely means that Fiora is unplayable. And let's hope we don't run into Fiora more often in our Champroll battles. It's fine against other Champroll decks, because other Champroll decks usually don't play cards like Quicksand that easily. We can play around them with like hourglasses and stuff. We could have built it more mid-rangey with like Flipper Trackers and stuff, but I don't even know if that helped us anything. Like, Flipper Tracker is not a good card against any of the decks we faced. Against Viego, it would just get killed somehow. Against Ezreal Caitlyn would just get pinged. I don't think that would have helped anything. So I think the deck is fine, just the meta is not a Fiora meta at all. And yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.